she's just gone in the toilet to carry on with her FaceTime with her like sister and her nephew.
What city?
Worcester.
For people who don't know where that is.
For people that don't know where Worcestershire or Worcester is, it is very central. Couple of hours from Bristol, an hour from Birmingham, and then for people that don't know any of those places, 2 hours from London.
Let's see if I can pull it up here. By the way, we're live. Didn't want to scare you.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it? So I'm somewhere in here?
That's it, yeah. And if I really wanted to tell all the creeps where I am, actually, I don't know. I don't know if I'm not that popular yet that I have people stalking me, but if I wanted them to, they would go just down to the left there.
Upper Wick?
A little bit further down. Maybe you have to scroll down on the page a little bit. Can you see Kempsey?
Yeah, right here. Kempsey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's where you'll find me.
Oh, nice. It's got this cool bridge.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you run across that bridge?
No, not very much, but
okay.
there'll just be a line of stalkers now under that bridge. Little trolls.
Those trolls.
Quite literal trolls. Yeah.
Little trolls. Kempsey. What is Kempsey known for?
It's
the River Severn on the west.
Oh yeah. So the River Severn runs through Worcester, Tewkesbury, and stuff like that. So floods a lot around here because apparently I knew this obviously for a couple of years, but I found out on the weekend that between a town called Tewkesbury and Worcester is built on a floodplain. And when it gets cold, when it's like icy or it rains or anything, all of the water just comes down from like the Brecon Beacons, the Malvern Hills, and all that. And we're literally right at the bottom, so it just floods all the time. So it's just started flooding now. Yeah, there's a minute of your life you won't get back. A bit of a boring fact, but that's probably the only good thing. That's probably the most interesting thing about Kempsey.
I doubt that. I mean, you're there now. It has to be pretty. Is your gym close to that?
Yeah. So I'm at Blueprint training, and it's like 10 minutes. It's literally just on the outskirts of Worcester. So yeah, it's like a 10-minute drive, and I'm there. So it's very, very easy, very accessible.
Yeah. So what made you pick the gym? That pick that area is because of your gym, or?
Well, because obviously I've been with AOD now for I don't know how many years now. The boys are originally from Worcester, and then they wanted to start their own programming company, which is obviously AOD. Then they've got like another business going on. They wanted to start their own CrossFit gym. So they started one again just on the outskirts of Worcester, and then it's a running CrossFit affiliate, and 2, it facilitates our training. And if AOD want to run any training camps, because we've got like the team, myself there, a few other athletes, and then obviously you got Amy training there with her coach Fraser, who's another owner of the gym. So as well as like starting their own little community in the city, it, like I said, facilitates exactly what we want to do. It's probably quite biased of me to say, but I'd say there's not many sort of facilities like that in the UK. It's probably the same in the States, like CrossFit affiliates. They're very much differ in sizes all the time. There are people that love the idea of the method, start up their own affiliate, run some morning and evening classes, and you don't get a lot of gyms that have all the equipment that we need to prepare for the events we do, and it's definitely the hours that are accessible to us, and out of hours as well that they offer us. So and like that's not me shitting on anyone that I used to train at when I was back home in Cornwall. Like again, I'm so lucky with everyone that's so good to me. But yeah, just coming up here meant being a little bit closer to my coaches, Mike in particular, and then also like this environment that we've created, where like like for any diehard CrossFit fans, and you're looking at Mayhem and Proven and all these camps like that, we almost think we've got our own little camp going on here in Worcester.
Yeah, I was able to talk to Jesse and Chandler at Rogue, and they said how much they really liked your gym and how they wish her. I think it was Jesse said that she wished she was a little bit closer because I guess it's a 2-hour train ride.
Yeah, dude. Like they would, so they like just got like a little Airbnb down here and stayed for a couple of days, and then like Thursday they would like to us. I think I remember saying this to you, Patrick, about all the driving. Like they would drive back 2 hours just to go back to London, pick up their stuff, and then come back up all in a day. I'm like, what are you doing? But like it was absolutely nothing to them. Or if they didn't have any accommodation, they would just get up early and get down here because they really enjoyed the vibe that we had going on.
Yeah, I talk about this all the time, and it's so funny. It's like for driving for people in the U.S., it's nothing. It's like a 2-hour drive. It's like I know people like, for instance, my sister. She commutes an hour every day to work. Yeah. So it's 2 hours a day she spends in a car.
Yeah, dude. When we were in Texas, someone was telling me 2 hours, and I thought, oh right, an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. Brian's just laughing here at like how stupid I sound, but like I was like, oh right, an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. He was like, no, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. I was like, like you, when I was back home, like a half an hour commute to work was a big one. But we have guys that like train at the gym. There's a firefighter, Craigie. He commutes like over an hour for his job, so it does happen, but it's not that big a thing over here because this country's so small.
I wonder why that is. That like people, I don't know. It just seems like it's more the UK and even Ireland. Like I talked to Peter, and Peter's like, yeah, he hates driving like in Ireland, and I'm just like, it's an island, and it's like, I don't know. I know in Germany they like driving. They don't mind driving everywhere. I think like that in Poland, but I don't know. I guess the UK. I mean, I know you guys have a really, really good with the tube and the trains. That's a really good, reliable, and I know parking's really hard to find. And you have to pay for parking everywhere. I mean, I'm still getting parking tickets from Scotland that I didn't know I got. It's hilarious. Like I look at my credit card bill, $35. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I didn't even know I was like parking illegally. And
because Chandler did say that. It was like, you guys take cameras seriously over here.
Yes.
And that was something I haven't spoken about to anyone from the States, but like over here you get average speed cameras, you name it, like, and then like portable vans turning up, like, and you come around a bend and bang, you've been caught speeding. But when I was in America, I saw barely any of that, like nothing. Same as go on.
I think it might be illegal in some place. I know they try to put like cameras here in St. Louis, and they like, I guess the city, like a bunch of people fought like a lawsuit against them and they won. So they had to take all the cameras down, and it's just like, oh no. So it's like impending on their freedoms and rights.
I think you're right, Patrick. I think it's like a city ordinance thing. So it's selective to different cities if they want to have that. They exist, but they're definitely not the norm.
No, not the norm. Yeah,
they are the fucking norm over here. That's how they make their money over here.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, I don't mind the parking, like, but I wish they would say something, or like, I know when I went to Norway, like I pulled in and it's like they just take your plate and then they send you a text saying, hey, you owe this money, and you pay it right there. And I don't mind that, but it's like finding out like a week later, and like I said, this week I got another like charge on my card for $35. I'm like, It's
and like, the thing is,
I was just going to say, because you brought up Norway. Norway is an interesting one. You will not see very many people speeding in Norway because the fine for speeding is like €1,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, I was actually when you said about Germany, Patrick, I was like, isn't it over there? Some of their motorways have like no speed limits.
Oh yeah, the Autobahn.
But then is it if you crash? I guess your insurance is invalid. So
yeah. But the thing about they have speed cameras in Germany. It's funny because you get that little flash, and you're like, in Germany,
I don't find it fun when I get the flash.
I know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I hear that flash. I will see that flash. I'm like, damn it! But the whole time I was there for 11 months, I swear I was probably getting like maybe 1 or 2 speeding tickets a week, but I never saw them. And I don't know. I think because the car we had was is a government, like a U.S. government issue car, so they probably like ran our place and saw it was like U.S. military like rental, and they were like, yeah, don't charge them. So
sweet, I'll be getting a lift.
Of course, as soon as I say that, I'm probably going to get a charge.
Yeah. So where was it that you got those fines?
Exactly. But no, it's great. But
I'll go back to Germany,
Autobahn is really weird because it used to be there was no speed limit on the Autobahn, but now they do have speed limits. But it's usually in residential areas. Like when you get closer to the cities, then you have to cut down to a certain kilometers. But you can go deep dive on traffic. Sorry, CJ.
That's what this whole podcast's about. Exactly.
What, you thought you were going to talk about Harry Lightfoot, and his fitness? A year ago, if you want to learn about Harry and his past, we did a episode almost a little over a year ago with you where we kind of went through your history. And I mean, I don't think we need to revisit too much about it. Just go back and rewatch it. But I think when I brought up to Brian, like, hey, let's bring Harry on. The reason why I wanted to kind of bring you on is just talk about your present and your future, because we those who watch Rogue, and you're probably living off some of those highs from Rogues. So it just seemed like every time you were on the floor, it was just
maybe also. Let's just start with that, Harry. I mean, you got to compete at Rogue this year.
Yes.
There we go. That's it. Great interview.
Obviously you finished towards the bottom. This is one of the hardest competitions in the world to get into to begin with. The workouts are very challenging. The field is very good. You had some highs, like Patrick said. I'm sure you had some lows, but looking back at it, having done it, where are you at with that?
I had probably, let's be honest, it was for me, I think this is the first time in 2 years, maybe I've had a cock up, like a crap one. Like I'd been on this upwards trajectory and, get the call up. Like you said, and I even said it to Katie, like it holds this prestigious reputation. I'm not like kissing ass. This is Rogue that we're going to, and to get like the call up, doesn't matter that it was late or whatever. Like it's awesome. Like it's really, really cool. Apparently, I so I was.
Have
buzzing.
You made that t-shirt yet?
Do you know what? When that was going around, I'll tell you, like I came back. Abby and Mike are like, did you have a really cool time? I'm like, yeah, fine. Why are you saying that? They kept saying it. I was like, what? And they showed me it had gone up, and I was absolutely mortified because, like, we take the piss out of Amy for doing stuff like that, and they put me on the spot, and they said, like, rattle out what's in your bag in 30 seconds, go, go, go. And I was like, right, we did that. And he goes, right, that was good. Like, now I'm going to do it a bit slower. And you can just see I'm just tapping my foot away. I'm actually quite nervous, and I'm just running. Like I've run my objectives thin, haven't I? And I'm just keeping to one. And then I think we went back in to check in or whatever, and everyone just starts. I'm walking past people, and I don't know. Brooke Wells is going, Harry, you're really cool, like that. I'm like, brilliant. Like even she's having me on, and this is as if she's having me. But anyway, then I was like telling people, I was like, no, it was a publicity stunt, the whole thing. Do you not know that?
Dude, I think a t-shirt, Harry Lightfoot on the back. He's really, really cool. I think that he's
oh man, I was mortified. But anyway, going back to it, so to get the call up like that was amazing, and it was really cool. It was really awesome to see, the attention it was getting as soon as it went on Instagram, and how excited people were. And I think I've heard you guys say it before, like UK or Europeans at least, like they really get behind each other, and I feel that like the UK fan base is really good for that. They really get behind me, which is amazing, and I can truly feel that. So to do it on home turf as well was amazing. And then like it's Rogue. It's I wrote a post up like it's Rogue-esque. It's Katie was like, I'm not looking for the fittest. It has its own niche. It has its own certain style. And I wasn't like naive, not knowing that. I knew it'd be heavy and whatnot. And then as the weekend was going on, I was like, shit, like I think maybe I have been a bit naive here. I know these guys are they're strong and they're good at these like high power output events that maybe necessarily in the past haven't been great for me. And like at times I'll be honest, like I said it to Kyle and Emily Rolfe, like I felt embarrassed because like I never had expectation of where I want to finish, but I didn't expect to finish that low. But then I was able to reflect after on what the event is, and some of those like CrossFit-esque workouts I ended up doing really well in, and that still is the the main thing is and what our overall goal is and what we want to achieve at the games. And let's hope now that having been there, and maybe I'll be in talks to be invited again, and we can like you can chuck some of these like different things into your training now over the year. Like I think you got to be careful not to do it too much. I don't know, like Henrique's honest. He's like, dude, I've trained for this all year because he and it was great. I talked to Josh and Sam Quant's coach, Josh, and he was like talking about Sam did really poorly on the pegboard event last year, and he's been doing it all year, and he took like I think it was a fifth. I can't even remember, but he did fourth place. There you go. So the mindset I hope that I've always had of like win and learn and stuff like that hasn't changed. It's put it's just opened my eyes to what Rogue is about, and I'm feeling a little less butthurt now.
I want to potentially give you a little different perspective. Maybe you actually had 3 of your best 4 workouts on the last day of the competition. So I think that there's some silver lining there.
Yeah, but now are you saying that because in the past my last day might not always be my best? Because that is true. Like
well, I'm saying it for several reasons, but one of them is that I don't think that it was, and maybe this is what you were getting at. I don't think it was that you weren't prepared for the volume. Like you showed that you could still compete well on the last day, so you can handle a competition like that. Rogue is very specialized. There's some workouts that comes down to one thing, and if you haven't practiced that one thing, like you were talking about, you'll get exposed. And that's happened even to people who've won the Rogue Invitational. They get exposed in 1 or 2 workouts here or there. But then if they feel like they have the capacity through their careers or their performance or their year to get back, you'll see a good jump forward in those implements. So I'm personally, I'm hopeful that you find a way back, because I think that you could make a significant improvement at this competition if you wanted to. Yeah, like if you were to like I won't break down every workout, but like first event,
I think I was in the first heat and I had a fairly healthy lead to the log muscle ups. Now we got the call like 10, 14 days, like, do you want to come to Rogue? Yes, I do. So like my coach, Mike, and owner of the gym, Rob, they put up like a fencing post in the gym and we just started practicing, and Chandler came and it was great. He was like helping me out with that. But like, in the space of like just under 2 weeks, I wasn't going to get incredible on it. So like that event, I knew I had to get to the log as quick as I could, and like I was leading the event, and then end up. I think it was 9th overall, maybe like 4 finishing, like crossing the line in that event. Yeah, if that's there all year, like I can work on that and come back better. Then as well, like these specialists in the implements, like Chandler's a great example. He's like so ridiculously strong in these weak areas. So like chuck him on a different implement, like the yoke and stuff. The man just eats that stuff up. So I am like, but you know, in the moment, I was I was pissed, but I obviously have to like turn it around, which I do think we're very good at doing, whether it was like a good event or a bad event. And then the drive home and a couple of days of just, like I said, feeling a bit butthurt, but then reflected on it quite well. That you know, we can add these little things in now and get better. And like you said, hopefully come back and show how much better we get. I went out hot in every event.
Clark appreciated your fast starts there.
I had a text message from Fraser being like, "Do you not know how to pace a workout?" And I was like, one of them, because it was the run. I tell you what, the run event. My back. I'm blaming my that like I kind of like twinged my back quite bad on the second event, and it kind of like set me up to fail for the rest of it. But like come that run rope climb event, I was really looking forward to that, and I just couldn't push it anymore.
The second event that had 120 heavy reps in it.
No, that was that's the third event. So the one before that with the log that twinged my back, and then the third event with your 120 reps that just toasted it off for me. That just finished it, that again, like that sort of workout was Mike and I were saying like that's like not something we would program to train, but you know, it's good to be exposed to this thing, and it's incredible seeing these guys that can just eat that volume up. It's so that
was the last workout on the first day that you're just talking about. When you know that, like, okay, my back's not feeling great, end of day one of competition, I got 2 more days to go. When you finish that last workout of the day, what do you do to make sure that you can still go out and compete the next day?
We were a little. I got after the second event before going into the third, and it was bad. We were a little bit like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna go. But when I was in the groove of it, it was it was a stinking workout. It was still bad, and my back didn't love it. Like in the terms of like the strength endurance side. But I don't know. It didn't really. After that, didn't really like. We kind of like just went straight back into our usual routine. Like we knew it was fine, and it wasn't going to make us any worse, and it wasn't going to be detrimental. You know, like now I'm going to come off with an injury or anything like that. So, I don't know if that's a really good answer for you. Like it was kind of like. I don't think it's going to be any worse. I don't think we're in a bad place. Let's keep going.
You talk about that running event, and I mean, you know, you guys didn't know till that morning. So there's a lot of speculation. Were you running outside? We're doing this and that. But when you find out that you're going to run inside the venue and that you're going to run through the crowd and through Vendor Village and stuff, I mean, how did you feel about that?
I was buzzing because, you know, I was actually worried that they were going to pull out those rogue woodways. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh God, not another event where it's going to like favor a heavy guy, like on you know, get some weight on these treadmills pulling that. So when it was running through the venue, that was sweet. And we got the little walk around and you can see people You got people. Sorry about that. You got
No,
people just coming in, like checking out the venue, and they're seeing you all walking around. It was incredible. And then when you're actually doing it, like I've never had the screams that I was getting. I've never had that before. And obviously, like Abby's usually like, or anyone that comes see me, like, oh, did you hear me? I'm like, no, like I have not a clue what's going on. Like I'm too busy concentrating on what's going on. But this time, it was crazy the support I was getting. So yeah, it was something I haven't experienced. And when I've been to like Berlin and Lyon, and like Lyon was crazy when they were like getting behind Claudia and Victor. It was almost like that for me. And then obviously on that burpee event, it all just went to my head, and I just started playing up to it.
I think me and Brian talked about that. I don't know, when did we talk about it? A couple of shows ago, Brian, about like just something about having that crowd behind you. It just turns you into a superhuman almost. And I think you almost got caught up in that first event, you know, and then I think you toned it down, but yet you still were able to kind of like, savor it. And then obviously that showed in the second event on the final day as well, where, you just, was that planned, that celebration? Or, I mean, it's all, and I before you answer and go in a little bit more detail, that you mentioned something about you're talking to Katie about like, hey, this isn't your bag of tea. These aren't your workouts. But I think what Katie and Rogue, what they do, and I think unlike some other competitions, they allow you to have those moments. They're not initially rushing you off the field of play, but they're letting you like do stuff like that. And they're not like, they want you to have moments like that, because it's just not a marketing event for them, but it's also a marketing event for yourself. And then that kind of goes into that event. I think,
I totally agree. Like in terms of the way the show was run, it was a tight ship, like the games. Then it also had this like very relaxed, friendly approach, which is I haven't seen before, and it worked. Like, and I don't know, I'm not saying that anyone's doing it wrong before. It could have been because there's like less people now and it's not as stressful. But like, I'll bring it back. Like when I totally agree with like it allows the athlete's personality to come across rather than just like what they see on the floor. And so like bringing it back, like check-in, very similar to the games. It's incredible, like the amount of stuff that you're given. Obviously, like the attention to detail with the kilts, and I can't even remember. I think it was called a skidoo.
Your shiv?
Your little shiv. I had that on me at all times.
Yeah. I'm surprised an athlete didn't pull it out of their sock after they finished, an event.
Yeah. I tell you what, if I did any worse in those last few events, I would have been no. No. But anyway, so like after that, the fact you're like taken away to do like some media work, which I've not really seen at many comps. Like I've been to a few where you'll go and you obviously get your photo done. You might have a video done for when they're like pulling up your name and stuff. But like the interviews, and you're doing half and half of silly, stupid questions, then some pretty serious ones. And when I was like in the athlete area or in the like in the warm up area, even I would like hear laughter going on. And I'm like, what's going on out there? And people would say like, oh, on the like big Jumbotron or on the big TV, they're just pulling up your interviews. So like, I remember like one of them, they asked like, who's your celebrity lookalike? And they were just like, listen. And I think they were putting them on Instagram at the same time. But and everyone's like seriously thinking about who their celebrity lookalike was. And I just went, Ryan Gosling. And like apparently like it was like got a lot of laughs. But I was like, this is quite cool. I never thought about this. Like it allows people to do that. And I think obviously where the games get it right was where they did like Road to the Games. A lot of people got to see as well what I'm like behind training. Like I don't take myself too seriously, but obviously switch it on when I need to. So yeah, like I totally agree that Rogue sort of like gives those moments. And then yeah, the burpee thing, you know, like you said, the adrenaline kicks in. You don't even feel what you've just put yourself through. Never planned that at all. Just went straight to my head, and I thought to myself like, I could see this camera coming, and you know they like would interview like winner of the heat or something like that. I just ran straight off. Like I didn't even like think anything of it. I just started doing that and just ran straight off. And then as soon as I was in the back, as soon as I was in the warm up area again, it just like hit me. My hands were on my knees, and I was feeling pretty poked. Yeah, fucking hell, look at this. What am I doing?
No, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, how does he still have all this energy? And it's like the adrenaline just kept, I mean, just it shows you how much adrenaline. I mean, this was 2 minutes after the event, and you still riding this adrenaline high. And then like to hear that you went back there and you had that dump.
Honestly, I was just on my knees, like, fuck. Wow. It's just like just hit me. So yeah.
Jude Law. I think another thing that I wanted, and I was trying to remember it, but something you did that was really cool. And it kind of, once again, it got the oohs and ahs going. I got to find it. I think it's right here.
Oh, are you talking about in the last event?
Yes. This right here. I figured out what it was called. We'll watch it. It's this, but I want to show you but it's brilliant. And the reason why it's actually called a Japanese U-turn.
Is that what it is? I've heard.
Yeah,
go on, carrot. Yeah.
It's called a Japanese. Here, let me show you some. They do drills on this.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Invented this.
The amount of people. I didn't see this one, but I saw some reel, and it was a guy like just walking, and he did a little Japanese U-turn like that. Yeah. Fuck. Do you know what? I should have just acted like I knew exactly what we're talking about here. But the amount of people that sent me reels like this and just laughing, and like again, I thought it was so funny. Like I'm doing this event, and I'm obviously like concentrating, trying to get it done as quick as I can. Yeah, I learned it from High Rocks. I did actually see a load of the High Rocks boys and girls doing it, and I did it in my High Rocks when I was on the farmers carries. Yeah, literally that this person's talking about. And I just thought I was not doing it for a reaction, but I was like, it genuinely seems quicker to me. And then everyone's just going like building up, going, "Oh, hey!" Like that. I'm like, as if there's like a competition going on. I'm not even like winning this heat, but everyone's just concentrating on this.
It was, and again, it was one of those moments again, you know, and it was like inadvertent, but you created that. You created that. And it was like, you know, like what is Harry going to do next? And I think once you can get eyes on you, and people are kind of like on their edge of the seat, not that you're doing it on purpose, but you know, you do it with such, I don't know, style, you know, that.
Well, at least someone says it.
It adores you to the fans.
Another lookalike, Harry Styles, Harry Lightfoot. Now
you're flirting with me, Brian. You're flirting with me. He's doesn't look anything like me. Harry Styles abs. What do you think?
But
here's a question, Harry. What's more impressive, Chandler Smith's fashion sense or PC's ability to grow a full beard in 2 weeks?
Did you not have that 2 weeks ago?
Not this big, no.
Oh, well, definitely. There you go. That answers it. The beard, for sure.
Regarding, I mean, Harry, you know, if you don't mind, talk about your relationship with Chandler and Jess. I mean, I think it's so funny because you talk about like you don't take yourself too seriously. And then I think Chandler's like the opposite. Sometimes he takes himself too seriously, or he just he kind of like, I don't know, sometimes he lacks confidence in his ability. But I think that between both you guys, it seemed like you guys get along very well. And in so many different aspects, even though you guys may have different, ideologies on how you view yourself as athletes.
Yeah, I see. I don't get that impression. To
Good.
be honest,
All right.
I didn't know Chandler at all. He slid into my DMs first. I'd never even heard of the bloke. And I had to do some research and realize he's come sixth at the games. Now he like reached out to me and was like can I like drop by and start training? And I said something back like I thought you'd eventually come and find me when you get bored of everybody else that you've been to. And I don't want to blow too much smoke up his ass, but like just a decent bloke, just very humble, very, very polite, easy to get on with. I think he's very, emotionally intelligent as well as being intelligent as well. And that's just what I picked up in the sort of week and a half that we were training together. He didn't want to step on anyone's toes. He also was sort of, like almost, it was like he was like metaphorically like giving an arm out to mentor almost a little bit. Especially because he knows he's not going to be getting any better in this. He's not going to be climbing the ladder anymore. And, he looks, almost like how Brent would talk to me as well of like, they look at me and I'm obviously striving to do that. And if there's anything they can ever do to help. But then it was funny because he wouldn't take himself seriously, and it was all fun and games. And then he would go quiet. And then I'm like, all right, like we basically had this workout on a Saturday, and it was just last workout of the day. It was 1,000-meter row and 50 burpees over the row for time. And he was all quiet. And I hadn't seen this side because he's usually be quite chatty. He was usually a bit like, nah, you're a bit fitter than me. Like, I don't think I'll have you at this. But this one, he didn't. And man, he just went. He just absolutely went. And I was maybe a little bit naive to know like how, I know he's good on the ergs, but I didn't realize he's that good on burpees. And yeah, he like had me by like 2 or 3 seconds. And he was like, nah, I knew I would be good at this. And back in the day, he was like one of the top boys in an event like that. But again, like there was no like dick swinging or anything like that. He's very, very humble with it. So yeah, he's good bloke. And it's nice. I think they're going to be around until February. So he wants to pop by a little bit more. He really, really liked, again, and it was nice to hear from him. Like he spent a lot of time around in different camps, hasn't he? Think tank, comp train, all that.
Yeah.
And he really, really liked what we have going on at Worcester. And it was sort of something he could really get behind. And, you hear people sort of say that, but I don't know, coming from someone like that, I really took that on, and it was nice to hear.
This is a nice comment here from Base Show. I'd just love to get your thoughts on it. Harry and Lucy are doing more for UK sport, CrossFit sport, than anyone since Sam Briggs.
That is nice. I actually, here's one to cross off the list. I actually shared a lift with Sam Briggs at Rogue. Did you lads? Did any of you? No, I don't think so.
No.
And I said that, and I got a bit of a smirk off her. And then in the warm-up area, she did give me a bit of a pat on the shoulder as I was going out. And I was like, oh, I can take that. I'll take that.
Well, I mean, we talked about it even a year ago. It's kind of like the changing of a guard in the UK. You're seeing, Lucy's been there the last couple of years, but then yourself, and then, Jennifer Muir, Ella Wilkinson, some of these other athletes, these young athletes who kind of been almost born into the sport, because you found the sport when you were still a teenager, or what you said, like 14, 15,
well, no, I started training around then, but I found CrossFit when I was 17, 18.
Yeah. But but
still had obviously a training background. But
yeah, exactly, which is important. You got to have. I think the more successful athletes have some type of sport training background, and then CrossFit's kind of evolution of that training into it's no longer training; it's become a sport. That sport that you're, again, you're, have you ever watched the what is it? Eastbound and Down?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's an American show. You should watch it.
Yeah,
it's about this washed up American baseball player who thinks it's hilarious. But there's this guy and he mentions something about like he's running a marathon. The guy goes, I do real sports. I don't exercise or something like that. I forgot what the line is, but it's just kind of hilarious but to get back on point, it's like the changing of the guard for all these young athletes, and you're kind of leading the way. I mean, and for the men, I mean, there's Tom. Tom's an up and comer. Like I was introduced to him last year at Worlds, but he's another one of those young chaps you're talking about, and I just think it's just really cool what you guys are building there, and whether you believe it or not, that you and Lucy are kind of you're the next evolution of that in your country.
Yeah, I mean, even 2 years ago when we made the games for the first time, I was, it very much felt like even in the space, like not just like myself and everybody else in the UK, there is like this shift now. And from obviously like your athletes, I don't know, I'm just listing names, Noah's, Chandler's and all that you saw. And there's this new age, this new era of athletes on the scene now, and it is incredible to be part of that and hear people thinking that as well. And then that's why it's so nice for me when I've now been able to grow relationships with Chandler and speak to Brent about, and they're like happily like sort of mentor me. And then like as well, like I can't speak I will speak on the behalf of Amy, Lucy, Ella, Jen, Tom, everyone. Like it's we all do appreciate the support that we get, and we hope we do everybody proud. And I don't know, I always try and make it apparent how much I appreciate it to everybody. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Harry, I want to take you back about maybe a year or so, or towards the beginning of 2025, December, January. There was a lot of uncertainty in terms of the competition scene last year. And then they started rolling out the WFP signed athletes. Probably you were very close to like potentially getting off from one of those, maybe just on the outside. I'm sure you're kind of aware of that. But at some point it looks to me, or I would imagine, I should say, that you and your team kind of sat down and thought about what do we want to do this year. And your competition season looks about as what I'm going to call traditional as someone of your caliber of any athlete this year. I mean, you went to Wadapalooza, you did the Open, semifinals, games, Rogue. Was that the plan the whole year? And what was the kind of conversation and mindset when trying to decide where and when to compete in 2025?
Yeah, so obviously there was like like you run it back and there was a lot of uncertainty, and then there's obviously now competition. Do you want to look into going to that? I did speak to Will, and this was before all the pro cards were given out, and I no animosity, just sort of like, how is this working? And then obviously understood that I'd have to go through like the qualifiers, just like someone like Aniol has done. Sure. And I feel like I might, I don't know, someone said, I don't know, I feel like I've got like an old head screwed onto my shoulders that Mike and I were like looking at it, and we're obviously hearing of people that are going to try and do both. And we were like, what do you want to do? What feels right? And I thought doing the both would be too much, and that's not just me saying that because obviously everyone's experiencing that now. We legitimately thought like it was too much to do both. I also wanted to I was sat on the fence of there hasn't been a WFP season yet. I don't know what it's going to look like. I do want to see what it looks like, and I'm going to stick to what I know, as well as I didn't want to give up on CrossFit. With everything that happened, I felt like I didn't want to step away from it. I wanted to give it its chance to see what it could do. And then at the end of the season, look at the two and say again, like, which one do you want to do? We're not going to do both. It's going to be one or the other. Which one looks better? Wodapalooza was that sort of December, January time is always perfect for us to sort of go away, test, still got enough time before semi-finals to change anything if we need to.
Get out of the shitty weather.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, we're actually all going to Tenerife next week because it's just gotten cold here. So, and then Rogue, we always said that if we were in a spot where we could maybe potentially squeeze an invite, we'll leave it at that. If it meant we had to do the qualifier, Mike and I would have a chat about it, and we were going to have that. We were going to make that decision straight after the games. But even a week before the games, I was like, no, like I don't want. I would like the time off to rejuvenate, to relax, do things that I don't get to do the rest of the year, and I also like it's been a big build, and I want to do that again. So yeah, we didn't decide to do the qualifiers, even though like we were sort of sitting in a just outside of an invitational spot, and then yeah, it came through. So that was luck or whatever you want to call it. And then
not luck, man. Like you earned that spot.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. I So yeah, like that. Yeah, sorry, Brian, go on.
I think that's I really appreciate the vulnerability of the answer, just like an honest answer. I think that it is easy to sit back now, 12 months later, and say like, yeah, 10 high-level competitions in a 12-month span is not that great for 99% of the athletes who could even get into those fields. But there were a lot of athletes that didn't know, and you just happen to be one of them that kind of had the least path of resistance this year. And
that's what I mean. Like sorry. I was gonna say, like, you dangle that when the carrot's dangled in front of you, like all these chances to make money and stuff like that. Like, it's hard. It's hard in this. I'm not. There's some people that do well. Whatever. Like, I think I maybe have not always been money driven. That's so easy for me to say, but I'm quite a simple guy. Yeah, like I remember speaking. Moritz, Luca, and me all went for a coffee just before the team. I think it was either before the comp even started at Wodapalooza or before the team ones, and we were going through it. And like Luca knew himself, he was like, and he knows me well enough that like I like a good training block. We have this sort of like peak building towards a big comp, and he's smart enough as well to know that like that's what you need versus you cram all these comp, like you said, 10 in a 12-month period. Where the hell are you meant to get a good training block in there? So yeah, like and again, like I'm not going to put that all down to me. Like Mike as well, we sort of both spoke about it. Obviously, like again, I did look into it, especially after speaking to Will and what his idea of where he wanted to go with the WFP. I was like, wow, that does sound really, really good. But I'm glad we did stick with the decision that we did, because touch wood, I'm feeling pretty good. A little bit obviously poked after Rogue, but yeah.
Do you? I don't know. It just seems like more people outside of the athletes are upset that there's this other opportunity. Do you think there's athletes out there that are upset that there's another opportunity for them to compete or make money or anything like that? Do you think
What do
athletes
you
feel
mean?
that way?
What do you mean? Like these guys that got given their pro card?
Yeah, that or well, it's more like it just seems like there's there's kind of like almost a fracture, like a split in terms of like there's a lot of people that don't like the WFP in terms of like that they're trying to replace the games or trying to be better than the games or vice versa. But but it doesn't seem like the athletes they don't have those sentiments. It seems like the athletes like that there's a choice out there.
Yeah,
and
I mean, like the best thing I've heard was a training think tank podcast, and it was Travis Mayer on there, and he was just like honest. He was like, look, like I'm coming to the end of my career. It allows me to sort of stay involved and also like earn something. But he used this like metaphor of there finally is competition, and I don't know if you guys watch WWE. I don't, but I did watch you do. There you go. So I watched the like Vince McMahon documentary. Yeah,
really good.
And what is cut, and he compared the games in the WFP to when you'll be able to you'll know, like when Hulk Hogan WCW started, right? And there's finally competition, and it's he either bows down to it or he's got to change something. I thought that was great, like because like it is finally competition there that the games have had to go up against, and I don't know. I like to go back to your original question, like it was a bit a way around it. I don't know. I don't know if athletes feel like that. I think a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them do like competing and like being out there. Like Anyo, for example, loves being out there and on the floor. And, you say about like going off that vibe and the crowd and stuff. He absolutely loves that. Like he looks for that adrenaline. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I think it's good. And, like you guys are talking about competition. I think competition also, it forces you to raise your level. And for someone like you who has kind of now, I think you made a great decision this year in terms of the volume of competitions you chose to do, have a relatively successful year. And now guess what? The CrossFit season is out as early as it's ever been. And if that's the thing that you're choosing to do, you guys can actually plan for it potentially even better than you ever have in the past.
Yeah, and there you go. Like, when we were saying about that, like Vince McMahon thing, they've never done that before, and now they have, and everyone's loved it and appreciated it. So, yeah, that's just one thing. That's just one example. But yeah,
let's talk. I brought up to Brian the other day, and he mentioned it. It's like when you went to your bio, it's like you talk about the ways to make money in there, and it's like I didn't know that you were sponsored by Adidas. So when did that happen?
That literally happened first day of the game. Well, I met KP and a few others in Miami, and it will sound like it's just bogus, but the relationship was genuinely so natural. Like I met them, and just like when I see you guys and we go to comps, I'm fucking idiot that waffles on and talks shit. And I was a little bit like that because they had this, I really like what they were doing. Instead of having a stand at Wadapalooza, they took over a gym. I don't know if you guys saw. And that's just how I met them. And then me and KP got chatting, and he knew that I liked wearing Adidas, and it was just conversations going back and forth. And then eventually meeting Sai, over here, who's from the UK and works for Adidas.
Yeah.
And just before I flew out, they sort of approached me and said, should we look into this? And then my contract started the day of the games. So to have last year, arguably last year might have been a bit harder financially than the first year I decided to go all in. And then, I said before, like, I don't know if I've ever really been obsessed with money and stuff. Like, I'm quite a simple guy. And then it almost feels like worth it when you have like second biggest sporting brand, or if not one of the biggest in the world, approaching you, just out of such a natural way, rather than I don't know, like, I don't know if I could quite put it into words of how organic it really arose. It was,
that's got to feel really good, because you didn't go, what I hear you saying is you didn't go knocking on doors, you weren't sending emails out, you weren't pursuing that, you were just doing your thing. You just put your nose down, worked hard, went after your goals, and then an opportunity came across in a totally natural way.
Yeah, and like, I'm not gonna say, that's the way you get everything, because life is shit and it's not fair to anyone. But like, just treat people the way you want to be treated, and see what happens. So yeah, like that worked for me, and incredibly grateful, and the opportunities that will come with that. Like, we're actually, like, right now trying to sort of like speak with Chris Henshaw and try and work with him in a couple of weeks. I would never, like, just he's like an Adidas ambassador, and I'm sure it would have been way harder to try and get in contact. And now we're just sort of chatting on WhatsApp if we can try and do it in the next few weeks. So like, it's absolutely incredible. I'm really looking forward to, I believe they're doing the sort of like athlete summit in Germany again, like they did at the beginning of last year. I'm really, really looking forward to that. And I don't know. It's lost for words almost. I remember like driving, because I had to drop that video the day of the game. I think we were on the way to event one, or it might have been going into check-in that we dropped that. I think it was that. And it finally hit me, because it was a busy few months, like qualifying for the games and then getting, head. The way Mike and I work, we like to sort of bury our head in the sands, and we had all of that going on in the background. And just on that drive, it kind of hit me a little bit, it's almost all been worth it. And here we are. Brilliant. Just really cool. Super excited.
That's really cool, because I think it's just like, I mean, I look at it from just the kit standpoint, like you were just the rugby kid, and we were talking about how you don't really follow much about football, but you do love the kits, and I mean, who provides all the kits for rugby and football is freaking Adidas, so it's just, cool.
Oh yeah, like half it was back. Like, if I order some clothes, I'll be looking at every, like, my check-in outfit was from their golf selection, like, it's pretty sweet. They've got so much to offer. A bit sport for choice. There it is.
Yeah,
the kilt I didn't plan on, but then Katie was pretty impressed with the combo. It went perfectly well.
Oh, it went perfect. It's like, all you're missing is your little shiv.
Yeah. Camera, if the camera pans down,
they'll see your white legs.
Yeah.
But I think that is just a really cool thing, and it's just like seeing that brand, just kind of come into the space, and and what they've been doing, whether it be involved with ethics or some of the their own fitness league that that's Red Bull that's doing that, but they're really leaning into it. And I think
you're right, they're really leaning into the fitness space. And it's exciting to see. Like, I did High Rocks the other day, just a little bit of fun, but they love that. Obviously, like I said, they're sort of getting behind Athex as well. It's just a really exciting time to be in this sort of industry and space.
They've brought a few of their athletes out to China the last couple of years as well.
Yeah, so I got invited to go out on that because I remember like
Too close to Rogue.
Well, that's it. So I remember Sydney and Jorge said about
Yep.
it as well.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, we'll see. And I kind of like, if I'm honest, was kind of holding out that maybe we'll get a Rogue invite. And then there was a point where I was like, I don't think we will, but I'd already said no to that. But again, like opportunities like that. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Harry, when you're not competing, like, you know, for example, at a WFP final, or if you don't go to Miami next year, do you tune in and watch fitness competitions like maybe some of your competitors or peers, or do you kind of stay away from that stuff?
No. We do. It's funny because obviously I used to play rugby. I don't watch rugby as much. Like when I was playing rugby, I would watch a lot of it. Now I think maybe because I even would go and watch my mates, and I don't watch them as much anymore. Probably because I wish I was doing it. When something's on, like Abby absolutely loves CrossFit, so she's got it on, so I almost can't escape it. Yeah. But we do make an effort, and as well, it's great. We're starting to become friends with a lot of people in there, so you want to sort of cheer them on and watch and see how they're getting on. So yeah, but I have seen from you guys when you've asked other people, it's surprising how many other athletes don't tune in and watch other competitions going on.
Well, I always think about it like you can some athletes might want to stay in their own lane, just focus on what they're doing. I think other athletes might actually watch and try to gain a competitive advantage, study their opponents or learn from other competitions. Oh, that's a different style workout. Maybe I should work some of those in. But you could also kind of push that onto the coach and let him watch it. And then, if he gives you those doses in training, great. But this is a leading question towards something else. Do you watch any Boys Interrupted podcast?
I haven't caught up. I haven't caught up in a while. The last one was when I was on with them, but I'm training too much, Brian. There's too much going on. There's not enough hours in the day.
Come on, Brian.
Come on. We've just started. I finished Yellowstone months ago. We've just started 1883. So I haven't got time to be watching that.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah.
No, that is legitimate. And I don't know if people in general appreciate athletes that are at the level you're at and pursuing the level you want to be at. Most of the minutes of the day are accounted for most of the days of the year.
Yeah.
But I was wanting to highlight them because I do think that the narrative surrounding the Boys Interrupted is accurate, that similar to what some of the commenters were saying with regards to you and Lucy being these representatives for the UK, the investment that they've made from a time perspective, in addition to their training busy and competition schedules, has definitely created an opportunity for people to interact with them, get to know them, and they're kind of carrying some of that media burden or weight within the community we have. I personally think that there could be something like that with some of the guys around Europe. And I think that, it might be a cool thing. Like you said, you got some friends out there now, people, and in Europe, it's a little different. Like they're from different countries. Maybe they're competing in different things, but maybe there's some opportunity for that down the road. So I didn't know if you'd ever had an ambition to do that. I think you would be amazing on a show like that.
Do you know what? And it almost goes back to what
you
we
and
said
Amy.
about.
You and Amy should do one.
Oh my goodness, that has actually been spoken about before.
No.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I thought our audience might say. Because we did a few YouTube videos. We had a friend of ours, was happy to sort of edit some videos, and people loved it. And I remember Paige from Adidas, she came out and watched Rogue, and obviously saw a little bit more, and she was like, "This guy's got to get a YouTube channel or something going." But I said I couldn't do that myself. That said to you guys, there's not enough time in the day to do any of that. But sorry, what I was going to say was, what the boys do, for example, like Rogue, it's an opportunity for people to find out what their personalities are like. You find out Jason's just a big baby, right? and everyone gets to see that. And he's a bit like his class. They all get to see their personalities and what they're like, and they're just guys being dudes. And it's it's good. It's good, and it is something I'd be maybe I'll look into.
Boys
I'm
interrupted
not
Europe.
sure.
I'm telling you.
Boys
I can see
interrupted
you
Europe.
and Yol, you and Yol. I mean,
Anyo, if Anyo was on, he'd be too busy doing his hair,
yeah,
so
true.
we'd never get him talking. Who
BKG.
else would be? BKG would be funny. Again, Anyo would love it. If BK was on, Anyo would be on there with in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Who else? Do you know who has got some great chat? Who you wouldn't like? It doesn't really come across as Henrik.
Oh yeah.
He's funny, and I don't think it comes across that well.
Yeah,
but
I think it's just that cold exterior from being from a Scandinavian country.
Yeah. Definitely very like monotone, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a skater. I mean, the dude was a skater. The guy who's a skater dude, and he's he's punk. He's got some punk in him.
Yeah, Yona can come out with some funny shit sometimes, but like you have to warm him up. He takes a while, but sometimes he can come out with stuff.
My last night at Rogue, that Sunday night, which I don't know what happened to you, but
here we go.
Yeah, exactly. You owe me a couple pints that
week.
Okay.
Yeah, I was waiting at the bar all night. You said you were buying, and I didn't see you.
But I got to spend the evening with BKG and the Finns, and it was a good night. It was like me, BKG, Yona, Henrik, and then Vellner joined us too. So Vellner was wearing his kilt, and it was like like one of those cool moments. That's why I love going to events like this, and develop those relationships, get to know athletes like you, and just realize you guys are just cool people. And I mean, I've been fortunate that's how our relationship.
People, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, like the first time I saw it, we were in. Again, it was Miami, and it was the first time I did it as a team. So you guys probably hadn't even heard of me, and it was until that later that year in the quarterfinals, I think I came 5th. So I then came right on, fucking burst on the scene, make a fuss, and then I did terrible at semis. But anyway, we were in Miami, and like we're on this night out, and like I'm turning around, and like Sarah Sigmund's daughter's there, and she's giving it fuck, she's loving it, and then like Jamie Simmons is over there, BK's over there, and I was like, bloody hell, like they are, like I said, they're just people at the end of the day. But yeah, there are some really good people. Was that all at the hotel that you lot were at, or what?
At Rogue?
Yeah.
Afterwards. Yeah, it was afterwards.
Yeah. So we went for food in Aberdeen, but then I didn't realize how far Aberdeen, like the center of Aberdeen, was, and then we got back and everyone had gone, so it can't have been that good of a party.
I don't know. I think I left around.
By the way, that year in Miami, Harry, that was 2023. You guys took 33rd place.
Don't even bring it up. Don't even bring it up.
Yeah, but you've beaten those rankings.
Right, we came. Oh yes, we did. Yes, because I remember. Like, so this is how much of a noob like we are. We came like 2nd in the qualifiers. Brian's like, yeah, I already knew that. And like we saw your predictions, and we were loving it because we were like obviously excited. It was almost like a bit of a holiday for us, and we're like, as if this guy has gone and put us there, and then we come whatever, but we still beat your predictions, so we were buzzing.
Yeah. I think the only time you haven't beat Brian's prediction was Rogue this year. But ever since then,
credit. What the hell happened?
You've beaten his rankings.
Yeah, there you go.
A lot of Palooza games.
Brian has said to me before, make sure I'm wrong. I swear, like he's said that to me a couple of times.
Yep.
You don't that year, I like looking back at this stuff because you never know what you're going to find. And 2 spots before you on the teams of 3 from 2023 was a guy named Connor Volts, and he just won the Wadapalooza qualifier in first place into the elite division this year. That's why I like the historical side of the sport. Like, these athletes don't just come out of nowhere. Like they've been out there grinding, and the people on his team, they haven't had the same trajectory. Like you never know who it's necessarily going to be, but if you don't put yourself in those situations, then you may never find out. So kind of cool to see that, like, way down in the 30s a couple of years ago, and this team is of 3, and these guys are now, yourself and him and a couple others are now starting to elevate a bit.
That is really cool.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you have anything else?
Harry,
I don't want to keep Harry on. I mean, Abby, we got to give him back to Abby here.
She's probably loving it. She's probably loving it.
Last one for me. I was like, you mentioned you're going to Tenerife next week. I'm sure a training session down there. But kind of knowing what it feels to me like what the next 12 months can potentially look like from a competition standpoint. How much thought have you given to that? And if people are excited to see Harry, where are some of the next places they might get to see him?
Yeah, like I think especially the improvement from last games to this year's games, obviously people are looking at that and what can we go from there, but now it's obviously such fine margins to break into that top 10 and to climb from there. But that very much is the goal. So yeah, it's we're off to Tenerife. This is just the AOD training camp, so open to the public. It's not like an elite. Well, there's gonna be like Moritz is coming. There is talks of someone else, but I don't know if they're coming yet, so I won't go saying that out loud. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't know what they choose to go under, so I'm not even going to name it.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, I'm joking.
Makes total sense.
But yeah, and then like obviously we got some clients that are on and some great people coming out, so that'll be really good fun. And then after that, like I said, I think head in the sand, get ready for French Throwdown. Is probably going to be the next time that you're going to see me. We've got a tough ask in the whole setup, and then just build on what we accomplished last year, and then go from there.
Before we let you go, wanted to get a couple of these out of the way, Jean. Did you know me and John are related?
I'm not falling for that.
Yeah,
he's nowhere near as good looking.
He's
nowhere near as good looking as you, Patrick.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because those guys were actually in the vendor village, so I could definitely see them telling you to take your shorts off. This is a good one here. Met Harry at FitFest 2024. Was kind enough to speak for 10 to 15 minutes. Real gentleman, GSN Foods, code Lightfoot.
That's class. Pump that code. Get some more meals out.
Exactly. And then there's again, base show. Shout out to Harry, who starts in November and February.
Yeah, February what year? I had to ask my mum to borrow this mustache. It's terrible.
I don't want to ask.
Yeah.
Is Harry watching I'm a Celebrity?
No, sorry about that. If there was any background noise, it's Bad Teacher, so it's not even a good film.
And the rep's head is waiting, Harry. Have fun with everything else till we get a chance to wreck you. Harry would be good at reps ahead. I mean, again, CrossFit, just I mean, that workout on Rogue was very
that overhead squat burpee workout. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. No, exactly. I know. Exactly. We spoke about it before. We need to. Yeah, I need to actually say yes and actually, do it and go through with it. So let's see.
Well, there's going to be a new format that might make that easier to say yes to. So
okay,
be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Harry, I don't know what I'm saying. Well, actually, I might come to the UK. I have a week basically before I go to Copenhagen, between Lithuania and Copenhagen. I think I'm going to go to London that week to go see a football match. But I don't know. Maybe I'll make that 2-hour drive to go visit you.
Yeah, more than welcome. Just let me know. Come
Yeah.
have a look at Kempsey, see if it's any better than I described.
I don't know, that bridge and I mean, just everything was amazing.
Probably where I'll find you.
Under the bridge with the other trolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, if I come out there, let me know, and let me know if I need to bring anything else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know what you're on about.
No, I know exactly. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Thank you very much for that. That was awesome.
Oh no, man. Anytime, man. You're, like I said, if you're someone I hated, I probably wouldn't do it. So. Well, Harry, thanks a lot. We'll let you get back to, I guess Yellowstone 1880s.
Yeah, 18. Well, I don't know. It's 8:45 now, so I'm going to be winding down and getting ready for bed. But no, thank you very much, boys, for having me on again.
Yeah,
and don't leave it too so long until the next one.
Oh no, we don't plan on it. Again, like I said, we greatly enjoy you coming on, and I think you're just scratching the surface of your potential, and also as I think people, if they don't know you now, they need to get to know who you are now.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, send our best to Abby and the crew, and we'll see
you soon. Awesome. Take care, boys.
Yep.
Bye.
See you, Harry.
Bye, bro.
One of the good guys. I think I made this comparison. I think Harry is kind of taking over maybe that mantle or that Noah had. Noah is a very well liked. Noah's just he's almost like a lot of people compare him to like the golden retriever of CrossFit. Just a likable, fun-loving person. I think Harry's definitely kind of taking over that role, but which isn't a bad thing because we still see how fit Noah is, and Noah's made the podium, and I think that's eventually where we'll see.
I think you're on to something because I can't remember laughing so much on a podcast. Like, it's just so fun talking to him, but he has that distinct ability, and he even referenced it at one point. Like when it's go time, he can flip that switch, and he becomes that killer out there that knows how to compete at the high level. And not every athlete has that, and not every person has that, but he's got both sides of the coin. It's pretty cool.
And I think that might go back to his, like so I'm going to speculate, maybe his background as a rugby player, because that's a very violent sport. But he's able to kind of like, if you ever been to rugby, it's like, at the end of it, when that whistle goes off and the match is over, those boys, even on the visiting team, you become friends again. You're dudes, your boys being, like you said, dudes being boys, boys being dudes. And, you're going to crack have a beer with them or head up the tavern. And I think, he brings some of that to CrossFit, and you brought that up, in the past. I think I forgot who it was, but it's like, you said we don't know if does CrossFit really need these like rivalries in terms of like bad blood rivalries? I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so. I think it makes it a little bit more compelling, but if you have more athletes like Harry, who's out there having fun, expressing himself, getting the crowd involved, stuff that Noah used to do, or Noah still does, I think I much rather see that. That's going to bring more people into those stands, knowing that they're going to see something like that they're a part of the action. I think that's what Rogue has done. Like Harry mentioned, those little vignettes they put up, during those dead times. Those were hilarious. Like he talked about, Alex Gazan said her lookalike was I forgot the cartoon character from.
Dude, I haven't seen this. I have not seen this one. I need to see that.
Yeah, it was just pretty cool.
That's such a great question to ask you.
Yeah, it was like, and it was really cool. And I think it's always great to have Harry on. And like I said, if you're not a fan of his now, you need to jump on board. He's, every time I see him, smile on his face, just great dude, and he's so fit too. Do we need more dudes being dudes? Yeah.
Any other topics for today?
Shout out to the Service Cup. It happened at Mayhem this past weekend. Winners were the Educators, and with Carolyn Prevost was on that team. And then for the men, U.S. Army. So shout out to those guys. It looked like it was great. Mayhem. What they did is they rolled out the carpet for those people, and when CrossFit kind of let that go, which I think a lot of people agreed that CrossFit not doing the service cup or, doing something for the service members when it came to the open or, stuff like that, Mayhem stepping up as they always do. Everything I've heard is just top notch from that. It's a 1-day event. What I'm hearing is that they plan on expanding that even more, maybe make it a 2-day event, and maybe get more people involved, so, bravo to them. Another thing, Rad had their 10 slingers event, which I thought was really cool. They had it in the UK and then out, I think, in LA. So, which I think is a really cool event. If you haven't seen those, it's like it reminds me of what did they do in Spain back in the day? Fittest Freakus.
Was there one in Australia also?
Yeah, there was. It was Gold Coast, the UK, and LA, like LA, or out in LA. So those 3 areas.
That's a
cool, it was really
initiative to have like the same event, but to happen at the same time, but at 3 different parts around the world to hit those communities. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool that they brought their athletes to represent too. Like, they had Amy in the UK. I think they had Jay Crouch in Gold Coast, and then of course they had DB and Trissa Smith out in LA. And it's like, just really cool, like getting their athletes engaged, being in that small community environment. Like, I really like what Rad's been kind of doing with some of the stuff that they're doing. I just think that just event was really cool. It was really cool to see. So, but yeah, I think those are basically the 2 things I wanted to kind of spotlight and highlight. How about
Sounds
you?
Good to
you
me.
Got anything? Yeah.
No, just grinding away, counting down the days till I head to Europe and getting ready for those competitions over there.
Oh, yes. Oh, man. I can't believe that's like in 2 weeks. I leave tomorrow for San Diego. Want to plug that. The WFP is throwing, if you're in the San Diego or Southern California area, the WFP is throwing a Project One event down in Coronado Beach. Where the Navy SEALs, that's where they famously do all their training. And it's actually kind of like a fundraiser. It's free to register, but they will take donations if you want to participate in their Project One event. This is it right here. So WFP is partnering up with the Navy SEAL Foundation to do a Project One workout. And they're going to do it on the beach. So, 4-time. This is the Project One workout, 60-50 cal constant bike, 800-meter run, 400-meter kettlebell farmer carry, 800-meter run, then 60-50 concept ski, 800-meter, 60 dumbbell box step overs, 800-meter run, 60-50 cal concept row, 800-meter run, and 400 feet sandbag carry, and then finishes with 800-meter run. Time cap 60 minutes, but had quite a lot signups. Signups are on Competition Corner. Just look up WFP or Navy SEAL Foundation. It'll pop up. And again, registration's free. There'll be some vendors out there as well. I believe RX Smart Gear. I think Rue is going to be out there with RF Subs. He's going to be out there as well as some other veteran VSOs, veteran organizations out there as well. And again, it's free, but anything you want to donate, it goes right 100% will go to the Navy SEAL Foundation as they try to help Navy SEALs, special warfare fighters, and their spouses and families transition after their military careers are over. So, but yeah, that's happening Saturday morning. Starts at 9 o'clock for you civilians. And that's where I'll be this weekend. And
no, good to shout that out. I'm glad you're going out there. And I know that a lot of people, when they think about WFP, they think about the big competitions, and that's where a lot of the attention is on in the public sphere. But they're definitely doing some stuff behind the scenes. They've recently put out a podcast on motherhood and fitness that they recorded.
Really
it's
good.
like a round table that they had at Mesa. They also will have one coming out, an adaptive roundtable. They also put out I'm not sure if you're still on their Instagram, but this thing called More Than a Gym, A Veteran's Journey Home, about Erin McCraw and her dream CrossFit Santan. So, there's definitely some community aspects that are really good storytelling, actually, and potentially interesting to some of you guys that may not know that WFP is doing all of that. So if those are anything that sounds interesting to you, maybe check them out. I've had a chance to watch all of them, and they're all pretty powerful stories. We know those exist throughout the community in a greater number than we could ever possibly tell. And I would just, kind of go back to what we were talking about with Harry. While having increased opportunity for competition is exactly that, another group in the World Fitness Project that's putting resources towards highlighting these different aspects of our community. It's a good thing. Not everyone's going to see everything, but it gives more and more opportunities for people to see something that may motivate them to get their life moving in a direction that's more towards health and fitness.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, Brian and I will be leaving first week in December to head to Lithuania for the IF3 World Championships. So it'll be was it Vilnius, Lithuania?
Vilnius.
Yeah, Vilnius, and some of the countries: Egypt, Slovenia, Slovakia, Chile, South Korea, Iran. Just a number of just countries. Or what's that? Jersey. Countries representing. These are new countries that are going to be represented at the IF3. Iran. So really looking forward to that. They already have the workouts out. That's the cool thing about Worlds, kind of like WFP, is that they let you know what the workouts are ahead of time. So each one has a particular, like, test one's endurance, which it normally is. So Brian, I'll be there. And I think Brian, do you have? I'm not sure.
We are not streaming it, but I will be involved with the live stream, helping do the storytelling for them.
Yeah.
So we will post information about where you can watch it if you want to watch it. For, as Patrick said, for a lot of countries, it's creating, again, opportunities for athletes that maybe didn't exist otherwise, or just like in most other sports, not every country's best athlete is going to make the CrossFit Games, no matter how good they are, unless it's 2019. And this gives another serious place for them to potentially go and represent their country and represent the hard work that they've done in the gym. So Patrick had a chance to go to the Worlds last year. I have not been to an IF3. Really, I mean, I was at the one in Norway, but I wasn't able to really be a part of it too much because I was working on the other side. So I'm really excited to see what this is about. I've been in competition arenas with Gretchen Kittelberger, who started this up in 2015 a few times, and I've had some chance to talk to her. So looking forward to working with them and supporting the IF3 World Championships this year.
Yeah. Looking forward to that trip to Lithuania. I've heard so many good things about it. It's not really, it's funny because that's not like on your bingo card of places to go to. But when I'm in Europe, when I was in Europe for that year, I heard a lot of people were saying just like, yeah, you need to go to Lithuania. You need that in Estonia. I heard Estonia. And then, I was like, just well, you had a chance to go to Estonia. So, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for like a day, like a quick trip there. So, but no, looking forward to that. And then, it's just some cool stuff. So, thanks again. Next week, we plan on having a show. I know it's Thanksgiving week, but maybe we'll do something on Wednesday or something like that. Maybe get another guest on. It's great having these guests on. Like you said, it was really cool having Harry on. It's been a while. Since we've had an episode where we're just kind of laughing.
Different context, but yeah, we got Jack Farrell this week and Harry. So next week could be a good one.
Yeah, I like bringing a friendly conversation series back. I think it's I think it's really cool. I know like there's a lot of athletes out there that are being talked to or have their own podcast, but just giving some of these athletes that don't have like a big forum an opportunity to speak and tell their story. I think that's one of the things why we started this channel, was kind of tell their stories, allow them to tell their stories. And for someone like Harry, which we already knew his story, to bring him back on and to kind of give us an update, it's really cool. And then, like I said, it's just really cool. So the girls have a show tomorrow night. Their guests end up having to reschedule, unfortunately. So I'm pretty sure they'll pivot and have a really good discussion. So I'm sorry. I was all over the place. My bad. But we appreciate the donation and and thanks. Yeah. Next time, just tell me to just hit me across the head or something. Don't do that. But where's that inner event going to broadcast? On their YouTube channel, I believe, right? Brian, you're muted.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
This is HDR CBD's new logo and Recover Like Legends here. So we'll have some updates to our logo for HDR partnership coming up, but this will be on the International Functional Fitness Federation YouTube channel as it has been in the past.
Yeah. Dude, Carl, I don't know, is that Carl on the HDR, but yeah, come down to San Diego this weekend. Do a Project One event, or if you want to set up a spot, let us know. There's free vendor spots there. So I think I emailed you and Dimitri about that, but just let me know. All right, well, shoot, hour and a half. I mean, the show we had on Monday was probably our shortest show we've had in a long time. It was only an hour, but yet that hard stop. So, but an hour and a half, that's good. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks. Shout out to Harry. Thanks for HCR CBD. Great to obviously have them on. Use Friend 20 at checkout. They actually don't use Friend 20. They're having their early Black Friday sale coming up, 35% off HCR CBD products. So make sure you check that out. But until that Black Friday sale starts, you can use Friend 20. And if you can't wait, I'm really bad at this, ain't I? But I mean, I would wait till the Black Friday sale. But if you need your HCR CBD now, use Friend 20 to get 20% off. So, that's it. Amazon Cyber, whatever, Black Friday starts next week too. So, or tomorrow, I think the 20th. So, a lot of good Amazon deals. All right, everyone. Thanks again showing up. Brian, anything you need to say or want to say?
No, sir.
Okay. Besides, I actually feel like I have the best internet out of you and Harry today. So, that's awesome.
God, it's been bad.
Well, you'll get it figured out. But at the end of the day, thanks everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, be friendly, our friends.